Megan Hicks of I Run Far, and I'm with Cody Reed. You just took second in the 2018 Tarawera Ultramarathon. Hi, Cody.
Hi, how's it going?
Good, how are you doing?
I've been better, but overall, I'm pretty stoked on my finish.
It's very early February, and you already have 2 seconds in big races this year.
Yeah, the 5 weeks between these two races, I don't know if it helped me or didn't, because I feel like I learn a little bit and gain a lot of fitness and experience at every race that I run. I don't know if I would have been able to push that hard at the end of this race if I hadn't had that race a couple weeks ago, actually.
That taught you what you could do, or
Yeah, kind of, or just gave me that I don't know, fitness at the end of the race. Yeah, which I'm really trying to work on this year.
like the ability to endure at a good pace late in a
Yeah,
long ultra.
yeah,
Got it.
yeah, especially 100Ks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's backtrack a little bit. You've been on the entrance list for Tarawera for quite some time. When did you get on the list for this race?
I don't remember when they contacted me, but it was a few months ago, and I think I might have been the first elite guy that they invited this year. Um, but Tarawera has been a long time goal race of mine. It's because of the race and the country. I've always wanted to come to New Zealand. Yeah, and I couldn't pass up the opportunity, even though it was packing my schedule pretty tight.
Yeah. So, let's talk about the start of the race.
Yeah.
I asked the same question of Dylan just a few minutes ago when I interviewed him, but you guys came through the 41K aid station in 2:47. So that's essentially like a 2:52 opening marathon for
Is it?
100K, something like that. Yeah. Um, Most of that terrain is runnable, but it's not like a pancake flat marathon.
I mean, not a pancake flat marathon for sure, but it was all open fire roads and kind of rolling. And at that point, it was rocky, so it wasn't muddy at all anywhere, and you could just really hammer it. But we didn't feel like we were really pushing the pace, and
You felt comfortable.
yeah, for sure, we were just all running together.
Yeah, so it was you, Dylan Bowman, Vlad Shatrov.
Yep.
Uh, who was setting the pace? Were you all working together?
Yeah, we were all working together. Like some uphill sections, one of us would pull away. Some downhill sections, some would catch up, and yeah, we were just all together basically.
After the 41K aid station, the course, I think, got a lot harder really quick.
Yeah, which one's 41?
That was the outlet where you started going along the first lake.
Okay, yeah.
And then the second lake after that.
Yeah, the lake trail was not rocky. It was very muddy.
Okay.
And really windy. There were some technical sections in there which were super cool. Like the ground was covered in this bright green moss, which was actually pretty grippy through there, even though it was super windy and wet. But yeah, I mean the scenery everywhere was so epic.
Did you get a chance to look away from your feet at times and see what you were running through?
At times, not enough. I slammed my head into 3 trees.
Is that right?
Yeah, first 2 were
like
just
low-hanging branches?
Yeah. Not, I guess the first 2 you could call branches, but the third one really just put me on my ass for a few minutes. And
literally.
Oh yeah, I hit it. It was on the climb after Tarawera. That's not what it's called, but
was it on the climb after Okataina?
Okataina, that one.
After 50K, or about 60K, I guess I should say.
Yeah, and luckily I was just walking, not going too fast because I just hit my head right above my forehead and went down on my stomach
Wow.
and just laid in the mud for a few minutes. And I was kind of hoping that I was like hurt bad enough that I could drop out with some dignity.
Really?
Because yeah, I was yeah, it was really hard right there.
That climb was hard, or
The
just the
climb,
whole stage of the race, everything.
I think everything up to that climb, I was feeling pretty awesome, and then hit that, and my calves kind of got a little twingy, and it was super muddy. Like take 2 steps forward, slide 1 step back. Yeah, it was rough right there.
So when I saw you at about the 80K aid station, Blue Lake, that was the third lake you were about to go around. You had gone from like less than a minute behind Dylan at the previous spot I saw you
Yeah.
to
But
like
I didn't even know I was that close to him right there. Nobody said anything. I think if I knew that, I would have tried to catch him and run with him on that climb. But yeah.
You just never saw him either. Got a glimpse, never heard anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah, so 80K, you're like a full 16 minutes back.
Yeah.
And to me, you didn't look like that great either. And
No.
I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah,
like, is he going to be able to hold on to second?
Yeah, I came in there, my feet were killing me. That was the main problem, because we were descending on that last dirt road before we got onto the actual paved road to Blue Lake. And it was super muddy, like thick mud and foliage on the ground, and just I had a ton of mud and sand in my shoes, and so they weighed a ton. They were obviously completely saturated, and my feet were really hurting, and so I just needed to change my shoes there. And once I washed my feet off and put on the dry shoes, I felt like a million times better. And yeah, it was good after that.
I think you like did pretty well after that, because in the next 13K, you gained back like a half a K a minute on Dylan.
Yeah. Dylan said he had run out of his whatever he was drinking, the Roctane, at the start of that climb at Okatina, and was fading considerably, or just a little bit, I guess, after that. And I picked up the pace a lot from what I had been doing, but wasn't quite enough to get him at the end. But I think somebody mentioned, or a couple people mentioned during the race, that I was up to maybe 20 minutes behind Dylan at some
the farthest
points.
point.
Yeah. And was able to close that gap quite a bit.
Totally. Do you feel like sated? Are you happy? Like, are you going to go home content?
I'm happy, even with the second place finish. Like, the goal is always for first, but I really laid everything out on the course, and that's all you can ask for.
As evidenced by like the peg leg walking you did out here to do this interview.
Yeah.
What's next?
Next is Tarawera Ultramarathon. It's a little 40K in Spain, but like crazy amounts of climbing. Me and Jim are headed out there with Olav Olsen and Johan Lans.
So, is it a running vacation or a drinking vacation then?
What's the difference?
Okay, got it.
Yeah. Anyway, that's gonna be really fun.
Okay.
April, taking a little road trip out to Lake Sonoma to crew Jim and Jared Hazen at Lake Sonoma 50.
Okay.
And then in May, I'm running Transvolcania, and June is the big dance.
Well, your schedule's not packed full or anything.
No, I know. I was thinking of adding a couple races. Lucy convinced me pretty good. This is before the race, to run a race on the South Island next Saturday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, during the race, I was like, that's definitely not happening. And I was even thinking, like, maybe I definitely shouldn't go to Spain. Like, I was really tired and let it all out there.
Yeah, it's probably not best to make racing like decisions.
No.
Future plans for anything in the middle of an ultra
No,
marathon.
next day is always you're always thinking much more clearly.
Yeah, or even like 2 hours after when you're laying horizontally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, congrats to you
Thank you.
on your second place finish. Enjoy your vacation here in New Zealand now.
I will.
Okay.
Super excited to be here
Awesome.
and have my race finished.
Yeah. Enjoy it, drink a couple beers, and we'll see you stateside.
All right.
Okay.